Rated M for M-Balm. This is the M-Balm Effect, your one-stop shop for unfiltered discussions.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm by myself tonight, so no Austin, no Andrea. Actually, I gotta just say, Austin, have fun at the wedding tonight. Don't get too drunk. Wish Eric well. So congratulations to your friend Eric and his to-be wife today. That's gonna be fun. And then Andrea's got a show this night. Well, actually, her boyfriend's gonna be. Well, let's just put it this way. Jordan from Perspectives in that band is going to be performing for the first time in a long time in the town of Webster at the Harmony House tonight. So if you're, free this evening, if you want to go do something fun in the ROC, head on over to the town of Webster. And if you like yourself some metal, well, that's the show to go to. It feels like it's been a long time since I've been in the studio. It's because it kind of has. It's been a few weeks. Last show I did here was with Ron Ward Jr., that was a great episode. It was fun to be able to record that with him and to discuss some really, in-depth things about his experience in life and, in music and, being somebody who was formerly in the military. He explained, what drove him to get into that field, which is cool to be able to do that. But tonight, I have some things I want to talk about. Because why? Well, we've got mountain lions. We've got Fortnite bans and fines. We have Sodus Bay public sex acts. And the United Kingdom telling everyone where they can and can't choke. And we'll dive into that within about the approximate hour I'm going to be doing this show tonight. So buckle up. It's a beautiful summer day, so I don't anticipate anybody. I mean, this is kind of off the cuff. I didn't really schedule the live to happen, and it's one of those things where sometimes that happens. Sometimes I don't plan on. To be honest with you, I was on PTO this week, so my wife and our son and we've been trying to just spend time together and all that stuff. And quite honestly, I wasn't sure if I was going to do a show tonight, but because I knew already in beforehand that, Austin and Andrea had stuff going on. And so I was like, well, what do I want to do? And I said, well, forget about it. Rip it up. I'm going to do it tonight. Nice. By myself for about an hour or so. And we'll dive into some of the stuff. So, as you all know, in the city of the ROC, Rochester, New York, not Minnesota, New York, there was a sighting of a mountain lion on someone's Ring doorbell. So this caused a little bit of controversy. The DEC said there was no such thing, no such animal in the city of Rochester, which, again, this proves to be otherwise. And it's one of those things where people go, oh, well, of course there's an animal on the loose because there was one captured. And sure as shit, there was. And some people are like, oh, I can't believe this is happening. Well, it happened. There we go. Now we're there. See that little guy just chilling? He's walking around. Yeah. Mountain lion. There you go. City of Rochester is a mountain lion. So with that, there's obviously some fun things happening because there's a man named Curtis Jones who was interviewed. He saw this mountain lion, and, I'll play that for you, too.
And all I heard is people running and coming back this way like, oh. I'm like, what the hell? So I just kept walking, minding my business. And I keep coming down the street, and I just see some big I'm like, oh! And I just kept, I'm out. I just left. I'm gone. I don't play them type games. I don't play with dogs, snakes. I don't do the rattles. I don't do none of that type of wildlife stuff. You understand? I don't do that.
Yeah. So he saw this mountain lion in real time, and I don't know if you heard him or not. I think you heard him, but as far as I'm concerned, the city of Rochester has a lot of problems going on. But this little mountain lion might be able to clean it up for you. Now the mountain lion might be looking for food. He might be looking for a Kia to steal and joyride in, but that's okay. It does not matter. It does not matter. The mountain lion's out there living its best life, and as Rochesterians, we should sit here and understand that in that instance, the mountain lion is doing what it's supposed to do, and that's live its best life in the ROC and probably get rock hard in the middle of it. And there's nothing wrong with that. So, I don't know. If you're out there and you've seen this mountain lion in the ROC, why don't you email the show, the M-Balm Effect at gmail.com, and you too can be, maybe have your viral moments. Don't forget to go to the YouTube channel and subscribe and hit the bell, because, it updates you and notifies you when we go live and upload new videos and all that stuff. And don't forget to go to the mbalmeffect.com, where, of course, on there you can watch the videos. There's highlight clips, all, of course, connected to our YouTube channel. But that doesn't matter, because you can get that from anywhere as long as you're on the mbalmeffect.com or the YouTube channel, and the mbalmeffect.com has the store on there too. But what I'm trying to say is, with this mountain lion, it begs the question, how did it get here? How did it end up in the streets of the ROC? How did it get there? Was somebody keeping this as an exotic pet and leave the door open? Because that's not, unheard of. Someone breaking the law in New York State, especially in Rochester, come on, that happens all the time. But to have an exotic pet and then you leave the door open, maybe somebody got sick of it. Maybe it was pissing and shitting on the floor and they said, had enough, let's get the fuck out of the house. And now it's just prancing around in the streets of the ROC, doing its thing. And, well, hey, look, there's nothing wrong with that, right? A little harmless kitty cat, just, come here, kitty. Come here. I got some tuna for you. Come here, let's go. Let's get in my car. We'll go take a joyride like everyone else does in the ROC. What's wrong with that? Well, I'll tell you what. Curtis Jones, the guy I just played for you in just a moment there, he's got some things going on now. Looks like his, viral moment is kicking him off in other ways and more. And then, some people I saw online were a little bit irritated by it. And it's like, okay, how many viral moments can we have? Blah, blah, blah. Look, here's the thing. There are people that you blew up out there. I've already talked about them. Talk to and all that shit. This guy has more talent than at least he's funny. At least he has something that offers us some type of value. What did Haley Welch give us other than a drunken, lame sex joke that a fetus could have made in the mother's womb? At least he's got some pizzazz to his personality. At least he's got something going on. So give the man a break. Give him the credit where the credit's due. His interview kicked him off because he's actually got something going on. His personality just strikes people in the right way. And, hey, good for him. Let him capitalize on it. There's nothing wrong with it. Hey, thank the kitty cat later, okay? You know what they say. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes the puss will get you places you never thought you'd be. And in this case, Curtis, the puss has got you in places you never thought you'd be. And, hey, more power to you, man. Look, you're doing what you got to do, okay? I'm not going to shit on this guy's parade, because I actually think that this guy has, I think he's got a good personality from what I've seen anyway so far. Whereas before, the Haley Welch thing, the only reason why she really kicked off was because people thought she was hot. She's like, oh, yeah, another blonde, it's just like, okay, all right. This guy actually gives us some type of comedic value. I like him. I think he's doing great in the interviews that he's getting done, and I think, let's see him do something with it. I know a lot of people are like, oh, let's give him a show. Let's give him a reality show. I saw some of those comments. I'm like, well, let's see what he does with his talents. Let's see what he does with himself, There's nothing wrong with that. What really bothers me is when somebody of no value, no talent, gets a viral moment and then they get all this, now they got a podcast and, and then they got thousands of, and then, like Haley Welch, for instance, where is she? Ever since that shitcoin deal, she's gone. Because there's nothing of value with what she did. And then she scammed people out of a lot of money, which, by the way, if you fell for it, it's kind of on you. But enough about Haley Watch. I've had enough of her. Curtis Jones, congratulations, man. You have your viral moment. I hope you take this brass ring, so to speak, and just ride with it, man. Just ride with it. Somebody from the ROC, hey, do it, man. Take it. Let this kitty cat soar you through where you need to be, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. And if you think there is, well, that sucks to be you. I don't know what to tell you. He's doing good. I mean, if you haven't seen his interviews, go check it out. Maybe Joe Exotic had something I don't know. Maybe he had something to do with this. Who knows? Who knows? You know, I know that people are still talking about Joe Exotic here and there, and I think we brought it up a little bit about the Aaron thing that happened and all that. And I don't know if he's ever going to get pardoned, but hey, if Joe Exotic gets out, maybe he'll release a tiger in the ROC. Who knows? There's nothing wrong with big kitty cats running around. Back in the day, what's the big deal? We would just go to the zoo and look at animals. Which, by the way, my wife and I went to the Buffalo Zoo, and that zoo there, it's so massive you could get lost. But you don't have to go to the zoo anymore. You just go right in the city of Rochester, and you see a little mountain lion. No big deal. No big deal. To the guy who got upset, though, I want to talk about this real quick before I move on. There's a lot of people got upset about I have a new segment that I record in the car called Blacktop Breakdown. And somebody got a little upset because I talked about this woman who got arrested and all that for 50 counts of, child inappropriate acts with children, okay? With the boy that went to her school that she taught special ed in and all that. Now, I don't know this whole situation if he was in special ed class or whatnot, but he was 14, she was 28 at the time. And you could go on the YouTube channel and check that out. But basically, I said it's fucked up that adults think it's okay, that this is no big deal because, it's a boy having sex with an older woman. What's the big deal? It's not disturbing, as some people were saying in the comments. And then one guy made a fucking comment about my hair and all that. It's like, well, that comes fucking pretty clear to me that somebody's having a hard time growing their hair anymore. Probably a fat fucking piece of shit in their mother's basement with a lot of balding going on. And all they can grow is facial hair on their neck and throat, and that's the kind of shit. I looked at the YouTube channel. There's nothing. I didn't even respond to it except for what I'm doing right now. But I'm just saying, I can't. Well, I shouldn't even say this. I should be surprised that there's grown ass people, specifically grown ass men, who think it's okay. They think it's okay for a teenage boy to have sex with a grown ass woman. It's just wonderful how our society is. It's great, isn't it? It's fucking wonderful. So. Yeah, 35-year-old man who's teaching in his school having sex with 14-year-old girls, that's a no-no, as it should be. But if you're a 35-year-old woman having sex with a 13, 14-year-old boy, it's no big deal because he's a boy and he can handle it and he likes it and he wants it and it's okay and blah, blah, blah. It's like you are so ass backwards in the way you think. You're so ass backwards in the way you think, and I don't understand this mindset. Like, sure, let's just go to a school, work there as a teacher, and have all the sex with the kids in the world, right? That's just the way society works today. And for whatever reason, we're just okay with that. Why? I don't know. I don't know why, but all of these people are like, oh, this never happened before. Well, maybe it has. Maybe just not as prevalent as it is today. Plus, you got social media and all that good stuff. And maybe also just maybe it's a generational thing. You got to understand something. When we were in school, I'm 34, so if you want to do the math there, not the meth, but do the math. When I was in school, majority of the teachers were 65-year-old humpbacks ready to retire. And they weren't trying to allure to the children to have sex with them in the faculty room. Now you have teachers that are like between 20, 35, maybe even 40, and they're enticing children to go into the faculty room, give them something that they shouldn't be giving them, all this crazy shit. And then, of course, the texting back and forth. And then this woman had the fucking gall to say, oh, no, he stole my phone and blackmailed me, blah, blah, blah. Of course, never her fault. And this is the same woman that also says she's a victim. She's a victim of misogyny, and she, doesn't like being called a predator, but all this stuff. But then all the people in the comments of that video were like, oh, most people, I gotta say, most of you out there that made a comment about that, you actually have fucking brains. Some of you have shit for brains. You're like, I don't know, there's something wrong with you mentally, and you should be fucking investigated, because God knows what's on your hard disk drive. I don't want to know. Don't care to know. I try not to understand people anymore because I don't want to understand them. There's no reason to understand them, since they don't seem to understand that I don't want to deal with their nonsense anymore. Okay? I don't even care to be in the mindset of what they have going on in their brains. It's none of my business, as people just don't seem to understand. It's not something that I care to think about anymore. And it sucks, because what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Nothing. There's nothing you can do except for talk about it and bring up those people in question and show them how much of a piece of shit they are. But yes, with that being said, I really hope people out there really open their eyes that it's not right for men or women, grown-ass men or women, having sex with teenage boys or girls. It's just fucked up. And the fact that there's people out there that'll defend it in some way, it's nuts. It shouldn't happen, but it does. For whatever reason, it does. And whatever, man. Hey, as far as I'm concerned, man, that should be a real testament of where our society is. It sucks. This is the world we live in, and there's not much you can do about it except for move on and let those people get investigated by the police or something. I don't know what to tell you. But if you go on that video, you'll see that there's some people on there that just defend the dumbest shit. And I'm just like, come on. By the way, if you have that lion with you, the mountain lion, if you're the owner of the mountain lion, yeah, they're coming for you. They're coming for you. If you're somebody who had the exotic animal and this is the exotic animal you had, they're coming for you. They're not going to come for those who steal Kias, but they're going to come for you. You might end up like Joe Exotic. Who knows? I don't know. It's a world we live in. You know what else is going on in the world? If you're a gamer out there and you love your video games, I know back in the day when I was in, I don't know, let's put it this way, 2009, we'll date it to that. I used to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and I think everybody enjoyed that game at the time. I think people were like, oh, this is great, this is the best. And I enjoyed it at the time, too. The lobbies got a little crazy. A lot of crazy things being said about people's mothers. And, of course, people saying other hateful things. And, the F word was thrown a lot. The other words were thrown around a lot. And people, seemingly enough, even with that going on, still had a good time on those kind of games. And then, the cheats came in. People started doing the cheating. And then, next thing you know, you would enter a lobby. People were flying around. So on and so forth, invincibility. Well, I've never played this game. I'm sure a lot of the Zoomers have played this game. I've not touched this game. I've seen it played. My nephew played the game in front of me before, and I was not enticed to play this game, as there's a lot of 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds calling you the N-word and calling you the F-word, and it brought me back a little bit to 2009, except for at least when I was playing back then, most of the time it was some idiot 18-year-old, but now they're all starting young, and people are just, it's a shit show on Fortnite. So I will let you know what happened now with Fortnite. Well, let me just say that we have come into a place where capitalism has gotten to the point now where you can earn money playing video games. If you're on Twitch, you know what I'm talking about, but I'm not even saying that. I'm saying tournaments. It's like a sports league now. You can be a fat, lazy piece of shit who has no job and trolls on YouTube all day. I'm talking to you. And you know who I'm talking about. Blacktop Breakdown. And you can play video games in a tournament and you can win money. Well, there's a guy out there who did just that. His name is Sebastian Araujo. I think that I may have butchered your name a little bit. It's okay. You have more worries to worry about, and it ain't me butchering your name. Because you played a lot of tournaments. This guy played a lot of tournaments, and he won about $6,800, I believe. Which, hey, that's a good amount of money to play video games. It's a good amount of money to win those tournaments. I'm not saying anything wrong with that. If you can capitalize on this shit, do so. What I am going to say, however, is And you might be wondering, why does he have more to worry about? Well, I'll tell you why. Because he decided to cheat in the game. Yeah, he cheated in the game and had this hardware where it could like get through these anti-cheat device software things that, you know, the Fortnite has going on. Well, he won a lot of those games by cheating. And in that case, now he is banned for life. He cannot play Fortnite ever again. In his world, it's Fortshite. And I will say this, he won the $6,800 in the tournament, but now he's being fined $175,000. Can you believe that? $175,000 for cheating in a game that 8-year-olds say the N-word in. I can't believe it. You're actually going to spend more than you won in earnings. That sucks, Sebastian. I can't believe that. I mean, they're making an example out of this guy. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, isn't there more to worry about in life than to worry about some guy playing a video game and using a cheat device to win his games? Well, yeah, of course there is. Why? Because you put money in there. Now, it pisses people off when you're doing this on the reg, while on the rag, but if you're doing it to win money and you're cheating, it's a little bit different. Now, is the $175,000 fine a little bit more than it should be? Maybe. Is he ever going to pay it, is the question. I doubt it. The guy in question probably has no job, first of all. Second of all, how is somebody going to pay that if they don't have an income? And third of all, I mean, just think about this for a moment. You win $6,800 and you're getting fined more than double than that. It's just nuts. It's nuts. Well, I can tell you right now, Fortnite's not messing around, and if you're out there cheating in these tournaments or cheating in general, they're going to get you. They're going to find you, and it's going to be a hell of a time for you because now look at this guy. $175,000 in the hole, and that's all because he was cheating on Fortnite. And how is that my fault? It's not. It's not my fault. Maybe some people should think about this stuff. Maybe they should think, hey, if I'm going to win money, maybe, just maybe, I should probably play the game, get good at it, and actually kick people's asses the right way. No, this guy decided, I'm gonna shit all over people. I'm going to use the cheat codes. And what are you going to do about it? Nothing. There's nothing you're going to do about it. You're going to play the game. You're going to shut your mouth. You're going to hear all the hateful things on the microphones as you're in the lobbies. And that's about it. And then life is just going to go on, and that's just how it's going to go. And, you know, back in the day, cheating meant pressing up, down, R2, L2. Nowadays, it means you're paying $175,000, and you're never going to play the game again because you are that much of a loser. You're a loser. I bet the mountain lion in the city of Rochester could probably kick your ass on that game using no cheat devices. And there's nothing you can do about it because you suck. And you're fucking $175,000 in the hole, and the mountain lion's not. By the way, I wonder what's going to happen with that mountain lion. It's a good question. What do you think is going to happen with that mountain lion? You think they're going to get it? You think they're going to pick it up? You think the guy who probably owned this exotic pet is going to get put behind bars? I mean, you got teenagers stealing cars left and right, people shooting people on the street. Leave the mountain lion alone. Leave him alone. Let him do his thing. Let him live the best life possible, unlike Sebastian here, who's going to have to pay all this money for the rest of his life. I don't know how long it's going to take him to pay it. Fortnite might not even exist by the time this man's able to pay the full thing. Who's he paying it to? Have no idea. Send it my way. Send it my way. Emails the mbalmeffect@gmail.com. I can take care of the rest of that for you if you'd like. You know? As far as I'm concerned, though, I won't touch Fortnite. I'm not even banned from Fortnite. I have no interest in playing that game. I think it's just a children's game at this point, even though you heard some really fucked up things on those lobbies, but you know, it's just reminiscent of the Modern Warfare 2 days, which Call of Duty, by the way, I haven't played that game in so long. I mean, there's really no point in playing it anymore. I feel like it's just, you keep playing the same thing over and over again. And to be honest with you, they've kind of gone, it's the same thing, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's really nothing you can do about it. But as far as I'm concerned, video games for me, as I get older, I keep thinking to myself, how much more can I play these games? How much more can I play these games? I don't know. I have no time. That's the problem. When you're an adult, you really don't have the time. And you just make the best of it as best as possible. So that's all you can do.
ALL POSTS BULLETIN.
ALL POSTS BULLETIN. It's the APB. This is where we dive into the social media part. And I gotta say, this one's a little fucked up. It's a little fucked up. I'm not sure if anyone else out there knows about Sodus Point Blow Off Day. If you don't, I mean, I didn't really hear about it until this year, to be honest with you. And I'll tell you why. Some people do go out there to blow off some steam. To blow off some steam. They blow off more than you can think. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about in just a moment, because I found this on Facebook. And honestly, when you look at things on Facebook, you think to yourself, is this real life? Well, a lot of the shit you see on there, not so much. This, however, that I'm about to show you actually is real life. And there ain't shit you can do about it. Why? Because people are going to do what they're going to do. And let's see if we can get this up for you. Oh, this is going to be messed up. It's going to be messed up. Let me see if I can fix this. I got to see if I can fix this. See it? Oh, my God. Oh, God. It's not going to show it because it's probably trying to hide it from me. Let me see if I can find this in here. Let's see if I can find this. All I'm going to say is that what you're about to witness is not going to be for the faint of heart, so bear with me here when I show you this. Oh my God. Look at that! Blowing off some steam at the Sodus Point Blow Off Day. Can you believe that? Did you miss it? Did you see what I saw? There you go. Oh my God. Oh yeah, look at that. Now tell me that water's not contaminated. Tell me that's not contaminated. What is the world coming to? Sodus Point, I would probably say don't swim in that water. Don't swim in the... I'll tell you why don't swim in the water, because you might get an STD. You might get some STD at Sodus Point. God knows what those two have. It's sad, it's disgusting, it's decrepit. I can't believe that people are out there. I mean, this apparently, as I dived into this a little bit, this is something that's nothing new. This didn't just happen this year. As far as I'm concerned, blow off day just means you go out, nice Sodus Point, you find a couple of boats to park yourselves in between so you think nobody's going to watch, and you blow off some steam by getting it on in the bay. In the water where there's children. Yeah, could you believe that? It's a family event, children there. And here you got these two clowns doing this. Oh my God. Like it's no big deal. This is no big deal. Pounding away at Pound Town at Sodus Point. And this is why I always say, if you're going to get in the water, at least make sure nobody's fucking in it, okay? That's what everybody should be saying. If you're at a public pool and somebody's fucking, you get out. If you're at Sodus Point and it's blow-off day, you get in. Why? Because that guy's getting in. There's nothing wrong with that in their world. They think it's fine. If you're there with your children, get the fuck out. There's nothing more you can do other than that, because if I was to bring my child there and I saw this going down, I'd get back in the car and we'd turn around, maybe go get an ice cream, go pet the mountain lion on the head and go home. That's about it. These two... God knows what drugs they were on. But, hey, now you've had your viral moment. You're all over the internet now. And you're banging at Sodus Point, and you're going to be known for those two people going forward. God knows. Hey, people might know their names. I don't know. I don't want to know. Again, this is the kind of shit I just shake my head at and go, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Nothing. You're going to look at this, and you're going to go, why? Why is this happening? Annalise says early. Well, Annalise, I did explain earlier. I wasn't sure if I was going to do a show or not tonight. This is actually kind of on the fly. I didn't schedule this show or anything like that, but to reiterate what I said earlier, Austin is at a wedding, and Andrea is going to a show that's happening tonight in the town of Webster. And that's I wasn't sure what I was going to do tonight with this, but hello. And I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good week. I hope you had a good 4th of July. And I hope you stayed the hell out of Sodus Point while they had the blow-off day. Sometimes spontaneous is good. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. It's summertime. It's beautiful out. It's hot. It's good. It's sunny. people are out doing their thing, and I don't expect too many people to tune in, especially on a show that's not been planned. Had some technical difficulties tonight, but that's okay. We get through them. We ride and die together, and that's what the dirty does. We do it dirty, and we do it live, like Bill O'Reilly in 93. And that's all I will say about that. But before, I said I was going to do about an hour of this show, and I'm going to keep to my word. It might not even make the full hour. I just want to give you something because I felt like it's been a long time. I've been giving you some blacktop breakdowns on the YouTube channel and sometimes on the Facebook. I think I put it on there. But again, if you haven't already, do the best thing you could ever possibly do for us to help us support us. We're at currently, I believe, 713 subscribers on YouTube. There's about 100 and I think 1,000. It was 1,900 almost. We're on the way to 2K on Facebook. But if you could already, please, if you haven't already, go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll get notified of all the good times. Now let's get down to we talked about Sodus Point there for a moment. We talked about that, but the UK's on to something. Now, maybe the reason why this couple thought it was a great idea to go to Sodus Bay at Blow Off Day and get their Bound Chicka Wawa on, maybe they thought of this because of the pornography that we have on the internet and the amounts of just public indecency that is on those pornography sites. Well, there's a lot of other things that are going on those sites, and I'll tell you what. The United Kingdom said they've had enough of this, and they're actually banning it and making it illegal. And that is, you guessed it, choking in pornography. They don't like it. They're going to tell you when to choke, how to choke, and where to choke. Are to choke. It's going to be off the pornography sites. You want to go to Pornhub and watch somebody getting choked out? Not in the United Kingdom, you're not. You're going to have to use a VPN probably. And that's none of my business. That's you. You want to do that? That's the kind of things you want to look at? That's fine. You do that. You do you. The UK is going to do them. And right now, instead of worrying about other things in the world, they're going to worry about that. Now, look, we all understand that society's fucked up. And look, we have people just doing some crazy things in the public, as we just saw. But maybe, I don't like the point of the government telling you what to do, but children have easy access to the shit. And maybe you should think about how that is. Well, they ask you if you're 18. Yeah, but I think you and I both know, even back 20 years ago when we were about 15 years old, 14, whatever the case may be, you went in, you said, yeah, sure, I'm 18, and you were open to a whole library of shit. Well, no different here. And the UK is putting this, they're putting it in law now. They're banning the shit out of this. You cannot watch, you cannot upload any type of these pornography contents with choking involved. It's not friendly over there in the UK. They don't like it. You ask the question, well, if the UK is doing it, is the US going to do it too? And you got to think to yourself, look at Texas. They're banning shit like Pornhub. And it's not even just to do anything with choking. They're just banning it. I should say they're not banning it. They're more so, they're regulating it. They're making it hard to get. And I think you have to I don't know, do something with your license to prove that you're 18 and up. I don't know. It's pretty nuts. But in a world that we live in today, how chaotic it is and all that, if you think about it, people are kind of tame because of the stuff that's online that they're easily accessing. And if this is taken away from them, what does that do to them? Well, I don't know about you, but I don't see anything good coming from that. It's bad enough you got guys out there that can't control themselves, and women, I should say that too, because we just talked about that. You got people out there that can't control themselves. They do things that hurt other people, including children. And I just think that if you take something like this away, you're only going to see an uptick of crazy people doing crazy things. And I don't know if that's going to be I don't know if that's the right answer. I don't see that being the right answer. But the strangulation ban in the UK and adult content, I mean, think about it. Have we as people become desensitized to the things that we see? And I would say probably to an extent, yes. I would say we probably did. And you got to think of it this way. How many more things are out there? I mean, you have the stuck in the dryer stepmother with the stepson. You have, oh, look, the stepdaughter's stuck in the window and here comes stepdad. You have those things. And I think that I don't know why that's even out there. I don't really know why people are looking that stuff up, but they are. But I think that becomes it warps your sense of reality. I think these things do warp your sense of reality to a point. Look, you want to go on there and you want to look at pornography, you do you, okay? But I don't know. You gotta start to wonder, are we going too far with the stuff that we're looking at? Are we going too far in the sense that the content out there, I mean, there are some crazy things out there, and I'm not even gonna get into the details. I know there's crazy things out there because people have sent them to me over the years, and it's nuts. It's nuts, man. But the influence of porn on modern intimacy, let's just be honest with that for a moment. Let's think about this, because statistically, we already know people are having less sex today than they have in the last 30 years. It's just the way it is. Is that the fault of the pornography that you're able to access online? Probably, to a point. I think in the world that we live in today, that there are a lot of people out there that want to just sit down, play video games, eat Doritos, drink Mountain Dew, and jack off, aka goon. They want to goon in their mother's basement to bitches getting choked. But not in the UK anymore. Nope, not there. Not there. They have more problems to worry about over there than gooning to bitches getting choked. Now, if you look at this in the aspect of what the United States is doing, which we're already starting to see that slowly roll out to different states. Texas, of course, is being well known. I think we've mentioned this on the show months ago. Texas making it harder to get this kind of this adult content. Honestly, all you need is a VPN. I think that's really all you need. At that point, there's not much they can do. Or is there? I don't know. But the problem is, though, is that you could try to get rid of something. It doesn't mean it's going to go away. You can try to make laws against pornography, but that's only going to make it... It's only going to make it worse. I mean, look at the stuff that happens with prostitution. I know I've talked about this before, but it's illegal. And it doesn't seem to make a difference. People still do it. It's not regulated. So then you got all these diseases going on. You got violent acts of crime going on because of it. It's not helping anybody. And you know it still exists. Drugs, same thing. The war on drugs. Good for you. You wanted to do a war on drug campaign. It failed, and it continuously fails every single day. But this idea that we're going to get rid of pornography by just banning it and doing this, that, and the other, I don't think it's going to happen. The United Kingdom is going to still have people doing some weird shit with choking in pornography. It may not be easily accessible the way they had it before, but I'm sure people will sell this shit with USB drives. I'm sure you're going to see all this stuff. It's going to be an uptick because people want what they can't have. That is exactly how things work. It's like when people in New York State wanted nunchucks when those were illegal, and everybody and their brother had one in their closets, just chilling, ready for the fucking next Ninja Combat movie that they were about to film. Wink, wink. Nah, everybody had something. Even when stun guns and tasers and all that stuff were illegal in New York State, people had them. What were you going to do about it? Nothing, because they were still getting them in a way that maybe was unorthodox. It wasn't the same way as, oh, hey, I can just go to the local gun shop and grab myself a taser and blah, blah, blah. I mean, now it's a little different. Those things, to some capacity, are illegal, but you're not going to stop this. I think what you're going to see if you try to ban any type of pornography is that people are going to say, we're not going to fall for this shit. We're going to just do it in a way that you're not going to know we're doing it. Is it right? Who knows? Is it wrong? That's up to you to decide. For me, I look at it this way. You know, is it good for young people to see this shit and think it's real life? No, it's not. Which is why I think that some people have this idea that stuff like that is like glorified on these websites, and then they try it in real life, and then somebody does an oopsie daisy, someone dies, and then all of a sudden now they're stuck with a murder charge, which that's happened. I mean, it's not the first of its kind to happen. But, I mean, look, you got a guy, even there was an actor who was choking himself out to get off, and then he died. I think that happened like 10 years ago. I don't remember who he was, but I do remember it. The point I'm trying to make is, to some capacity, the content you're watching online is going to have an effect on you in real life. Whether that be choking on a pornography site or going on things like back in the day, Rotten.com, and watching all these snuff films, to me, that is going to warp your sense of reality and how you think and what you think is normal and what everything just gets diluted in the shit that you're watching. And to some capacity, you get desensitized. Not in a good way. I don't think it's a good way. If you're watching this stuff for fun, you probably should reevaluate what you're doing. As a teenager, I've admitted this on the show. Friends and I used to watch shit like that, and it's something I wouldn't suggest doing. I think it's not good. It's not good for your brain. But to some shape, way, or I could say this: you get a little sense of what's happening in the world, but that's not every part of the world that I'll give you this. There was one video in particular I couldn't watch all the way through. It was the three guys, one hammer video that was made in, I believe, Ukraine or Russia. And what I will say is this: when you hear the sounds that are coming from people in that video, and you witness what's happening on that video, you start to think to yourself, is it worth watching this shit? No, it's not. It's not. I would much rather watch Mr. Rogers 24 hours, 7 days a week than to continuously watch shit like that and destroy my brain. And, it's bad enough that life has given me a lot of life lessons where, I'm a little jaded, I'm a little cynical, but holy Christ, man, when you're watching people getting run over with cars and beat with baseball bats, choked out in the middle of the street, shot execution style, chopped up in some way, it's not good, man. And if you're watching this shit and you think it's funny, it's not. These are real people. I mean, these are real people. And there's websites out there that I think have turned their content into a paid subscription service. And hey, if you want to capitalize on this shit, I don't think it's morally right, but it is what it is. But I think to some degree, it stops a lot of young people from watching it. Is it going to stop them completely? No, I don't think so. But banning choking in adult content in the United Kingdom, what do you think? Leave your comments down below what you think. I don't know about you. I don't like the government telling everybody what to do, because a lot of the time it's just hogwash. There's a reason why they do it financially. And if the laws are going to make them money, they're going to do it. If they can't capitalize on something, then they're going to make it illegal. We saw it with, substances here in the United States. We still see it in a federal level. I mean, look, I don't smoke the green ganj, but to be honest with you, there's a lot worse shit out there for your fucking body than the green ganj. And they just seemingly don't care about that. And look at alcohol. I always tell people this. If you can't control your alcohol intake, you should probably stay away from it. If you know that you're highly addicted to things and you are starting to find yourself drinking more and more and more, you got God already. It got you. And you fell into that trap. If you're somebody like me who, I could go days, weeks, whatever, months, I could just say fuck it. And I know that. There's times where I'm like, well, I look at it and I go, okay, do I really need it? No, I don't need it. Sometimes you like a good buzz, if you're having a good time, like on a holiday or something like that, or you're hanging out with family and friends and you're drinking wine or whatever the case may be. I don't know. But if you're somebody who lives by yourself and you come home from work every night and you're drinking yourself into just oblivion, you're blackout drunk every night, that's how you fall asleep, then you should probably reevaluate what you got going on and maybe get some help. I've talked about alcoholism with people on this show. And for instance, the episode I did with Jeff, he explained it from his perception. And again, it's doable. You can get out of it. He's living proof of that. And I think it's terrible when somebody gets stuck in that addiction that they're in. I don't know. I don't know what it's like. I can't sit here and say I know what it's like. And I'm not going to pretend that. But what I will say is, if you know that you're falling into this trap, falling into addiction, get some help. It's not good. Pornography is no different. Same thing there. You put yourself in that mode where you're just watching it constantly, and you're like, well, shit. Now you're affecting everything. You can't get enough of it. There's people out there that are watching this shit at their jobs. I've witnessed it full time. I've witnessed it. I'm not going to explain what I saw, but it happened where I saw something on someone's cell phone at work one time, and I was a little uncomfortable. Didn't think that was the correct thing to be doing at work, especially when people are around. There's cameras that could probably see what you got going on your phone. All I'm saying is this. If you can't control something, maybe you should question what you're doing. I don't know. Just food for thought. Food for thought. But at this rate, especially in Rochester, we're one step away from Raccoon City or Silent Hill. I mean, we see a lot of crazy shit out there on the streets already. But a mountain lion? What's next? What do we got next? Let's cook up some more storylines, ROC. Please, give us more to talk about. We got this mountain lion, man, and it's just... who knows? I hope he comes home. Wherever he lives. I don't know. You tell me. Give us emails at the mbalmeffect@gmail.com. You can find that there. There's a link to do that. You can give us a call and leave us voicemails too. Give us something you want to talk about. Let's do it. Give us photos and video and all that good stuff. You can send them our way through the M-Balm Effect Facebook page too. There's a lot of people out there that message us about things like that. And yeah. But this is the M-Balm Effect, episode number 242. It's a short one tonight. And I hope to see you all soon with the crew back in studio where we can have a legit, normal show, talking about all kinds of stuff, and having you call in and all that good stuff. This is the M-Balm Effect. I'm going to sign off now if you didn't notice. And I'll see you soon. Hope you're having a good rest of your week. Bye.
Well, there goes the neighborhood. It's a good thing no one got seriously hurt.
Oh my God!
Whoops, spoke too soon. Don't get too wrecked. See you on the next one.
The M-Balm Effect.